I want to turn now to a little bit of rationale why have this particular part of the restructuring take place, and what's some of the questions I would anticipate you might have behind it. Well, first of all, I think there are some driving forces. There are some positive things that I'll just try and tick off, and I think that were a part of our thinking. These are not all my ideas, but a lot of people in leadership here. I think that the phase one is a first step, and it's a small step actually, in starting to become more efficient and more effective. But I think it will help us enhance the quality of applications. Now, we don't want anybody leaving, but if they do, having these titles will help us recruit maybe even a higher quality of applicants than we maybe have in the recent past. I think it also symbolizes a new and a fresh start, and I think a lot of people are ready for that and anxious for it. We want to also build on a rich heritage. Appreciate so much the leaders that have come before me, the presidents and other leaders. They have done an excellent job, and we just want to make sure we build effectively on their heritage. I think it also will help us clearly understand positions better and communicate better to one another. It hopefully will help us with being more inclusive in leadership decisions, reduce silos, become more of a one college instead of maybe multiple sites that become almost multiple colleges, so becoming more of one college, but yet still being very responsive to the various needs of our communities. I hope it will help us work together better. I hope it will help us align what we're doing and have less overlap and become more effective that way. And in short, have less variability around excellence. Most people have expressed to me that they feel kind of like they're in limbo with a new president and so on, and what's going to happen and who's going to be doing what. So we're trying to make that limbo period shorter so we can get to work and get those lasting results. I do want all of you, and certainly something I'll try to do, and none of us will do it perfectly, but to use this structure to help anticipate upcoming opportunities. I feel like we may miss some opportunities because we're not as well organized as possible and structured as well as we could be. So we can anticipate the opportunities and then take advantage of those. Obviously, it makes a little bit of a less layers that communicate through, and that should help us as far as a system. Another motivator is that our accrediting mechanism is AQUIP, Academic Quality Improvement Program, and it has told us in their last visit that they would like to see us clarify our reporting structure and make it more clear how we operate. So hopefully this will be the beginning of accomplishing that with clearer titles and clearer responsibilities. Some other things that I think will help us with that is it empowers physicians to be more responsive to you as employees and to our students. I think it will help us as we strive toward that goal of becoming the first choice in higher education and first choice in partnerships. Hopefully it will help us build capacity so that we can work smarter, not harder. Some other things that will help us align with other institutions of higher education and some of their titles and some of their roles. It hopefully will help us become more effective to helping locations and campuses with their needs. One of the other things we're doing is a small thing really as far as titles, and of course we have district office now. We want to change that to central services. It is central, and we do want to serve our locations and our campuses better. You'll probably see me out there more often. You'll see those direct reports I just talked about out there, probably in groups or as individuals on the campuses more, so that we can serve those needs as invited and as coordinated with those campus CEOs. But you'll see that more often, I think. Kind of to also think about some of the questions. One question, again, might be how much is this going to cost us as far as reorganization? The answer, again, is it is revenue neutral. We're not changing the salaries. It may look like, too, that we're still too top-heavy. And my response to that is I think we want to use everybody we can because we're trying to, rather than downsize, we want to build more capacity and to serve our students and stakeholders. To become a premier college is going to take more effort and more man hours, if you will. So we want to make sure we can build capacity and get it to the right size, probably not necessarily a smaller size. Of course, the answer or the question might be, what about us in that second phase of this? You're not second rate by any means, but now we're going to spend a lot of attention on that and looking at how to make you more effective and more efficient, and looking to have your input too. We had a lot of input on this first phase, and your input will be very welcome. And so be talking to the people you report to and giving your input about what will make us more effective and more efficient in serving students. You kind of have to be selfless about this, not selfish, but selfless in figuring out how can we be more effective in serving our students. We'll look at our structure, we'll look at our systems, we'll look at areas that we can make a difference in, and I will also commit that no one's going to lose their job because of this, but we will probably be shifting some things around if we can find better ways to make us more efficient. If you're a cynic, I would be asking, is this just retitling and just a smoke and mirrors act? And of course, time will tell, but the answer is no, at least in my mind, that I think it will help us to get more lasting, tangible, measurable results. But you're going to have to wait a little while, at least a few months, to give it a chance to start to work. Some others might say, well, if it's not broken, why are we fixing something? And you're right, it's not broken. It's working pretty well for us, but I just think it can be a better way to do it. It's not fixing something that is wrong. So we're just looking for something that is maybe even better. So that kind of gives you some idea of my thinking on some things and others that have contributed to this plan, and lots of people have. I just want to also remind you that one of my principles, the first principle of good team building, is one we learned from football. And many of you have heard me say this, and you'll probably hear me say it again. And that is, as you observe football, you'll notice that people with the same colored jerseys on don't tackle each other. So my expectation is I won't tackle you. I'd appreciate it if you don't tackle anybody else with CMC on their lapel, and that we work together. We do have lots of problems, and lots of challenges, and lots of opportunities to address. And so we can tackle those problems, but not each other. I do want to continue to look for ways to drive out any fear we have in the organization, create in its place trust, and that will get us to them becoming an innovative institution. That's very, very important to me. I deeply value our students, and I know you do too. I deeply value our board and our communities and their perspective and how we should conduct ourselves and what we should do as far as a community college. Certainly deeply value our faculty and our staff and our administration, and looking for ways every day to live that out and demonstrate that in new ways. So be looking for that. I will be out there on your campuses more. I've already been out there a lot, and will continue that as long as my energy can keep up. And so you will see more of me. I want to build a relationship with you that's very positive, and look forward to getting in the harness with you and serving our students in a very, very productive way. A couple of final things that you're probably hearing about already that I'm very excited about, and I want to give you the credit because obviously I'm just arriving on the scene. And that is, a couple days ago I received word that we have, so far at least, a 17% increase in applications over last year. That's terrific. And hopefully they'll translate into people that will, of course, be in our classes. And also, for the first time in 11 years, all of our residence halls are full. And so that's something to be excited about, and I am certainly. And again, it's to your credit, and I want to thank you for that. There will be lots of great things to celebrate in the future. I look forward to serving you and serving with you as your president. Thanks so much.